Yes. Yes, we are. Hey guys, welcome to episode 9 of my Bristol Rovers FM20 playthrough. My name is James, and today's episode we'll be playing in a massive away tie against Portsmouth in a third versus first match. Yes, I said first. And then we've got the leasing.com trophy final against Liverpool under-23s at Wembley. Since you're last with me, I don't quite know how to explain it. We are, as you can see, top of the table. We are in fact 5 points clear at the top of the table. And this is how we've done it. So in the last episode, we played Blackpool and then Sunderland. Continued our run of form. We haven't actually lost since that match, only drawing against Peterborough, who appear to be our bogey team in this league. But we managed to beat Southend, Peterborough and Rochdale, putting us in a fantastic position where essentially the title is now in our hands, with only half a dozen games left of the League One season. One of the reasons for us doing so well, I alluded to it in the last match, however, Sunderland have just fallen off completely. They have had one of the worst runs of a team that was probably top of the table I think this league's probably ever seen. It actually ended with their manager being sacked. I believe it was after the loss to Gillingham. So they are completely out of the running. They're now down as far as 8th. There's a chance actually they're not even going to make the playoffs, but being the fact they were top of the table at one point is absolutely mental. Doncaster were nipping at our heels. However, they've now started to drop off slightly. We've got a little bit of wiggle room now with 5 points separating the two of us and putting us in a really strong position. Now, not just for qualifying for the playoffs, which I thought was going to be an ask in itself, not only for going up automatically, which was really going to be a pipe dream, but the madness of possibly now winning the League One title and going up as champions. To add to the positive vibes in this episode, as you can see, Clark Harris is on 25 goals for this League One season, topping the charts by 8 goals. He is also second in the average ratings, and to add to that as well, he has signed or agreed a new contract. He's going up to $6,500 a week. He is going to be by far the highest earner at the club. He wanted more than that. We managed to get him down without any release clauses in his contract, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. So we've got him. He's added an extra year onto his contract. He had a year already, so now he's got 2 years. Hopefully by that point, we may have survived relegation from the Championship, and he may be in a much more positive frame of mind to want to sign another contract after that. But I'm getting way ahead of myself there. We've got 6 key matches to be playing before we can get to that point. One final thing we had quite recently, actually, being the fact it's now the end of March. We had our intake of youth players. It's not a great bunch, very poor selection. However, we have got one player who might be worth keeping an eye on. We've got Ray Sharp, 16-year-old midfielder, 1-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Many of his attributes are on the lower side. I mean, he is only 16 years old, but he has got a couple of key ones. First touch, technique, teamwork, decisions and determination are all up in the teens, which is fantastic. He really needs to focus on his physicals, but definitely a player to be keeping an eye on. I've already offered him a youth contract, even before they've played in the youth candidates versus under-18s friendly, and more than likely will be offering him a professional contract as soon as I get the opportunity. So apart from that, we've also had notifications saying that the clubs are going to be releasing youth players, so some of the higher tier clubs in England. We've actually offered them all a trial, and as you can see, majority of them now come to us on trial to see if there's any we want to pick from the bunch. So that'll be quite exciting if we can get a couple of 17 or 18 year olds coming through to us to be able to bolster our youth setup. But with that sitting on the back burner, we will get on to today's match. So we're away against Portsmouth. We're in excellent form. The whole situation is currently in our own hands, so we really want to be driving forward with this now. The players have played fantastically well this season. They really, really have, and we want to be able to push on now and give them the rewards that they deserve from what they've put into this club so far this season. So, in terms of the team that is going to be playing Portsmouth today, fortunately we've got a couple of players, Jacola in particular, and I believe actually, was it Ginelli as well? Oh no, Ginelli was injured. I believe it was actually Barrett that was away. He's now back though. But with Jacola away on international duty, it means a first on an episode for Van Stoppershoe, something like that. Anyway, he's in goal. What's his first name? Geordie in goal. Back four of Holmes, Dennis, Davis, Kilgore and Little. Holmes Dennis comes in for Kingsley, who is struggling a little bit for fitness. Clark, Matthews and Upson in midfield, with Walker and Rodman coming in for the injured Ginelli. And then the main man, the reason why we're at the top of the table currently, Clark Harris up front with his, I believe he was on at one point. Actually, if we go to the main homepage, why is this all screwed? We wanted, there we go, player stats. 33 goals in all competitions this season. I said at the start of the season, I thought if he was carrying on the rate he was going to get 25, 30 goals. I didn't believe in a million years that he was going to get even close to that, but he has absolutely dominated the stats this season. Ed Upson's another player who has provided massively well in advanced playmaker role with 13 assists, and then Ollie Clark with his 88% pass completion. Luckily, all of those are tied down for at least the next year, if not more, depending on how they get on. So let's get into the match. Right, let's see. What should we say? We're playing away. Let's say passionate. Come on, lads. Let's keep the run going. Been trying to keep their heads as level-headed as possible. It could be quite easy for them to kind of run away with it and get a little bit complacent. However, trying to keep their feet on the ground, and hopefully that has helped in terms of keeping their form going. So we have our first highlight on 10 minutes. We have a throw into Walker, back to Holmes Dennis. Holmes Dennis looking to bring it into the centre to Clark. Back to Holmes Dennis again. Just passing the ball around, keeping possession. Davis boots it forward to Walker. Walker turns his man into the penalty area. However, he is tackled, and Portsmouth come away with the ball. Ball is brought forward for Williams. Big ball forward looking for their striker. However, on the deflection, Harrison does get it. He takes a shot. However, Geordie manages to save it, and it's now with Little to Rodman. And that is the end of the highlight. Little to Upson. Upson back to Little. And then to Upson again. Big ball out wide to Holmes Dennis. Holmes Dennis into the penalty area, looking for the cross. Cross to Matthews, to Walker. Nicely played. And a brilliant shot by Walker. That's Bristol Rovers 1, Portsmouth 0. That's the start we wanted. Walker keeping a cool head. He has been another among a few youngsters who have played in the side this season and have not shied away. They've stepped up. Along with Walker, we've had and John Joe. We've had a couple of others as well, and Matthews as he's come in for the last kind of half of the season since he came back from his injury, and even the few on the bench that have come on have played well and played their part in some of these games. But we have another highlight with Holmes Dennis, throw into Walker, back to Dennis, brings it into Matthews. Matthews looks to take a shot, however it's blocked, and Portsmouth come away with the ball. We managed to collect the ball again. However, that is a poor clearance by Rovers, and Pitt managed to get the ball to Harrison. He's been pushed out wide though, and Geordie manages to make the save, pushes it over the bar, and it is a Portsmouth corner. Williams with the corner, ball into centre. We managed to clear it though. Rodman with the final touch. However, Portsmouth had to get a brilliant tackle by Rodman, and that ends the highlight. So half an hour on the clock. Good start so far. It has been a bit back and forth. Apart from our one goal, there has been fairly even, I think, for chances. We have another highlight with Upson with the free kick. Ball into the centre. For Walker, off the post. I'm not sure the keeper would have got to that, but it deflects off the post, and it goes out for a Portsmouth throw. Right, half time, and Howard Doncaster are drawing currently. So if that stays the way it is, we go an extra 2 points ahead of them, which will be absolutely fantastic. 1-0 at half time. I'll take that away at Portsmouth, especially as they are pushing for playoffs as well. I believe they were fourth when I last saw it. Geordie having a good first half by looks of it there. I think we will play the normal 1-0 up at half time. Don't get complacent. I don't know why Geordie's stressed. He's made a couple of good saves so far. He just needs to keep a clean sheet for this game, and it will go a long way to helping us win in this match. Right, 60 minutes on the clock. Not had a second half highlight yet. We appear to be doing quite well. However, there is a couple of players that are struggling, so I think I'll make a couple of substitutions. We'll take Upson off, bring on Njonjo for him. Even Clark Harris is struggling today, but I'm reluctant to take him off as he's probably our best chance at scoring a second. I think I'll leave that for the time being. I don't want to change too much at the moment. Right, 73 minutes on the clock. Just had things saying Rodman is actually looking exhausted, so I will have to take him off. I'll push Walker over to that far side. Yeah, winger's going to be his best option there. And we'll bring on Barrett for Rodman. Little's now looking tired as well with 10 minutes to go. So I think 5 minutes left on the clock. Let's take him off. Let's bring on Hare just to firm up the defence. Right, so we have a highlight. 4 minutes to go. We've got a highlight. Rovers with the ball. Forward to Clark, to Njonjo. Ball out wide looking for Walker, but Barrett, who's out there now, but Barrett was nowhere near it. We're closing the play down well. And Njonjo managed to win the ball back to Clark Harris. Puts the throw to Walker, who switched to the right-hand side. Walker coming in near the penalty area, takes a shot, but it was never going anywhere near the goal. And that is, a chance goes begging. Portsmouth to the corner, and they've scored. Only 88 minutes left on the clock. Portsmouth have equalised in the dying minutes. We haven't had one of these disappointing draws for a while. Do you know what? At the end of the day, as much as we wanted to win this, a point away at Portsmouth, it keeps us. We're still top of the table. We're still 6 points ahead of Doncaster, who I presume are now losing. Because we were 5 points at the start of the match. However, we do have a highlight where Portsmouth goalkeeper kicks it forward. Portsmouth win the ball back after we stopped the pass forward. Portsmouth keeping the possession. I hope this does not end in a goal for Portsmouth. But Naylor to Williams. Williams, big ball forward out wide. Hare manages to collect it, and Walker comes away with the ball. Walker the ball forward to Clark Harris. To Matthews, to Njonjo. Big ball out wide, looking for Barrett again, but he's not far enough forward. However, he does manage to win the ball back. Barrett into the penalty area, and he doesn't manage to. Matthews managed to cut the ball though. Clark, and it's taken a deflection. I think that was off Clark Harris. And it won't count. It was disallowed. He must have been obviously in offside position with a deflection. What a last minute goal that would have been. But I think we'll have to settle for 1-1 away at Portsmouth. I said I will take that. We'll have a see how Doncaster got on. But that's it. We've got the replay here. Matthews to Clark. Yes, he was just in offside position. Knocked it past the goalkeeper. But that is full time. I'll take that. Say the boys were unlucky. How Doncaster did in fact lose to Burton. So actually that's why we're now 6 points ahead of Doncaster. It actually does bring Portsmouth up into contention as well for the second automatic promotion spot, right behind Doncaster, who's now only ahead of them on goal difference. Just in curiosity, in terms of Sunderland watch, how did they get on? They actually beat Southend, so they've now jumped up to 5th. So they've had a little bit of a recovery now, but it is still very close, with only 7 points between 2nd and Blackpool in 7th. Although more than likely it's just going to be 4th, 5th and 6th that are probably going to be contested by those teams with only 5 games left of the season. Right, so now on to the Leasing Trophy final. Right, welcome back to the second match of today's episode, which is the Leasing.com Trophy final at Wembley against Liverpool under-23s. Obviously, for the occasion, as you can see, I'm now wearing my suit jacket. In all honesty, to give you a bit of insight, while I'm recording this, it is actually 31 degrees outside and one of the hottest days of the year. I decided not to go with the full suit. I'm in fact combining this suit jacket with a lovely pair of shorts, which I think work with each other quite nicely. Right, so let's get into the team selection. So we've had a few come back. We've got Harry's come back from injury. So we've actually got what is close to being a full side as it could be, bar Giannelli, who is still recovering. So we have, for this final, we have Giacola in goal, Back four, Kingsley, Harries, Kilgore and Little. And then Clark and John Joe comes in for Matthews, who has had a couple of iffy games, and I thought I'd try and freshen things up a little bit in midfield, alongside Upson, who partners him, and then Walker, Rodman, and Clark Harris make up the front three. Now, we did have a team meeting suggested by my assistant manager before this match. Didn't go very well. I suggested that they should go out and enjoy it and see if we can try and bring home the trophy. Half of them agreed, half of them felt that I was putting too much pressure on them. So it'll be interesting to see which half has more effect on today's result. I think what I will do is assertively say, media have given them a lot of credit. Let's go out and give them a display worthy of that credit. Right, I'm going to do this tunnel talk and then we'll get into the match. Okay, so here we are at what does not look even remotely like a probably even half full Wembley. It'll be interesting to see what the attendances are in the second half. We'll say sporadic fans is probably the best way to describe it. However, we have got a first highlight. Liverpool had the ball. Rovers managed to win it back to Kilgore. Clark Harris nods it down to Walker. Walker looks to bring it forward. Goes past his man into the penalty area, takes a shot, and it just whistles past the post. And unfortunately, we weren't able to draw first blood in this match, but we have had the first opportunity of the match, which hopefully might settle a few nerves. We do have the second highlight in quick succession. Little with the throw in, however, it goes straight to Liverpool player who clears it to Kilgore, who has his way path blocked, goes back to Jacola, forward to Harries, back to Jacola. Liverpool really pressuring our players to try and make a mistake. Kilgore with the ball again, back to Jacola for a third time, then back out to Harries, then to Njonjo. Here we go. We're starting to make a little bit of movement forward now. Walker with the ball. They're back to the centre back. Big ball forward to Kingsley, who's been running forward on the overlap. Ball into the box to Rodman, and Rodman just heads it past the post. That should have at least been on target. That as an opportunity, hopefully, that won't regret missing later on. We have another highlight. Liverpool had the ball, but Rodman managed to steal the ball back. Push it through to Clark Harris. Clark Harris, who's through on goal into the penalty area. Can he get the first goal? But the Liverpool keeper saves it. Goes out for a corner. I like to think one-on-one he'd done slightly better with that, but we do have the corner with Upson. Upson, the ball into the middle. Ping-ponging around, but the ball is cleared and out for a Rovers throw-in. Well, 30 minutes gone. And we've had majority of the possession. We've had most of the chances. Upson here with a corner. Another highlight. Clark Harris, and it's a save. I think the keeper managed to get to that. We didn't see if it was a corner or not, but yet another opportunity. And we are doing really well when it comes to creating opportunities. We haven't managed to convert one yet. And it looks like we're going into half-time 0-0. We've had a goodish first half. We had 10 shots, but only 3 of them on target. And we need to be better in that second half. I think I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. Who was that looks to lose confidence? Kingsley looks to lose confidence. I mean, I know we've not conceded so far, which is a positive, but for the amount of opportunities we've had, you think we'd at least get more than more than the 30% on target. But Little with the first highlight in the second half, bringing the ball forward, puts it into Upson into the centre to Clark, looking to switch the play across to Njojo, back across looking for Rovers player, but the Liverpool managed to collect it. Ball forward out to the centre backs, to Boys, back to the goalkeeper, and back out to Jones, who's on the left hand side, looking to bring the ball forward. They're looking a lot more positive than they were in the first half. And it's a wayward tackle there. Jones manages to go past that into the penalty area, managed to block the first header, block the second header, block the shot, and they score. We should have cleared that. We had multiple opportunities to clear that. They had so many chances. Players were queuing up to take those shots. And only a couple of minutes into the second half, and the first chance really Liverpool have had, and they've managed to score it. But we do have a free kick here, but Clark Harris puts it over the top. That is disappointing. Let's get the lads to show some passion. For all we built in the first half, we don't want to throw it away now. But Walker with the ball, bringing it forward. Brilliant pass through from Njonjo into the penalty area. And he should have done better with that. We have had multiple opportunities so far in this game. 12 shots in total, and only 3 of them have been on target. But Upson with another free kick. And the header there, I think that was Kilgore. Keeper couldn't quite get to it. Should have done better, but we will take that. Kilgore manages to bring us level. It's Liverpool under 23s 1. Bristol Rovers 1. 57 minutes on the clock. That's what we needed, was a reply. There we go. Kilgore just knocks it just out of the goalkeeper's reach. I mean, he did get a hand to it. You think he'd done better, but we will take the goal. And on 58 minutes, we managed to equalise. I think we might make, coming up to the 70-minute mark, we might make a couple of substitutions. Clark Harris has had a very poor game today. I'm reluctant to take him off, though, because especially if this game goes to penalties, we'll want him on the field. See, and John Joe hasn't played very well. We'll take him off, bring on Matthews. Mark Little as well we'll take off, we'll bring on Hare, as I don't want to get Mark Little getting sent off, especially he's having a poor game and he's been booked. And hopefully those two will be able to ignite a little bit of passion in the guys and get on with this match. 80 minutes on the clock. Upson with the corner into the centre, cleared by Liverpool. Back out to Harries, but his pass is blocked, and Kingsley manages to collect it though and bring it forward. Putting Matthews into space, out wide. Matthews trying to put the cross in. Kingsley managed to collect the ball though. Walker with the ball across to Clark Harris, to Rodman, and Rodman, the keeper, managed to collect it just off of the post. That could have been the opportunity there. Let's get creative. Let's push the guys forward even more. Come on, we don't want this to go down to penalties, which is a potluck really. Although it does go to extra time actually, because it's the final. So what do we say to the guys here? I think don't let us slip away. We were the better team. I think not happy with the finishing from the attackers as well. I think that's probably the best team talk I could have given them. I think got a few tired legs out there. Oh, what an awful pass by Harries! Why he was taking the free kick short from back there, but luckily it doesn't come to anything. Liverpool push it wide. We can't be making those kind of mistakes, especially now we're coming into extra time. We've come this far. We really should be trying to take advantage of this. Let's see now. Kingsley struggling as well. We'll bring on Holmes Dennis. Don't know if we can make a fourth substitution as it is extra time, but we'll find that out in a minute. We do have a highlight. Jacola with the goal kick to Kilgore. Big ball forward, looking for Rodman. However, Liverpool collect the ball, look to bring it forward. Pushes it out wide. Hare manages to intercept, but Liverpool have the ball back with Jones. Bringing the ball into the centre. Looking to spray out wide to the other side to Byrne. To Coyle. Big ball forward, looking for Wallace on the overlap. Oh, and Stewart in the centre. Luckily manages to push it wide. And we're not punished for poor defending there. Cool, coming. Right, so it's half time of extra time. Do want to make another substitution. We have got a few tired legs. I might take... Can we make another substitution now? We can. So I'll take Walker off. He's looking a little bit tired. We'll bring on... What's Phillips's penalty taking like? 8. I can't... As much as Harris is on a 6.3, I can't... I can't take him off. We need him for penalties if it carries on. Let's say get creative. Let's try and give the guys a little bit of inspiration in the second half of extra time. And we have got a highlight. Walls with the ball. Out wide for Liverpool. To Sharif in the centre. Spraying the ball out wide to Jones. Jones cuts inside. Looking for a ball cross to Byrne. And Byrne hits the crossbar. That's got to be the closest that either team's come in this extra time to scoring. We do have another highlight. Kilgore with the ball. Big ball forward for Clark Harris. Can he make something? Overlapping Barrett. Barrett into the penalty area. Free through. Can he do anything? Oh, and the keeper saves it. Parries it wide. That was a great opportunity there. Great ball by Clark Harris with the one-touch pass through to putting Barrett through into the penalty area. But time is winding down. This looks like it's going to be going all the way. It's going to be going to penalties. And it is getting even warmer in this room. I was really hoping that the penalties weren't going to be on the agenda for this match, for how hot I am currently in this jacket. But I will persist nonetheless. Right, we'll do that. Also pick the penalty takers. Come on, we've won a couple of penalty shootouts, obviously, to get to this point. Let's win another one. Let's take home the trophy. Jones step up for Liverpool, and he scores. Jacola goes the wrong way completely. But Clark Harris steps up. Scored a number of penalties so far in this tournament. Can he make it another one in the final? And he does. Dispatches it to the right-hand side. Keeper goes the right way, but puts it right into the corner. Coyle, who's been a little bit of a pain for us today, is he going to add on the punishment by scoring another penalty? And he does. Again goes into the right, same as Clark Harris, but Jacola goes the wrong way. Barrett steps up for penalty number 2 for Bristol Rovers to make it 2-2. And he does. Sends the keeper the wrong way and puts it into the left. Back to Liverpool. Brookwell to take their 3rd penalty. And he steps up. Jacola goes the right way this time, but he still puts it right into the corner where he couldn't get it. Upson this time. Upson's provided 13, 14, I think, assists so far this season. Can he assist us in another penalty score? And he can. He scores the penalty. At this point, I'm struggling to even speak at this point for how warm I am at the moment, so apologies if I start to talk gibberish. But Byrne with the penalty, and he scores. That is 4-3 now. Every penalty scored so far. Clark steps up for our 4th penalty, looking to draw it level again. And he does. The keeper got very close there, but he manages to put it right into the corner. So some really good penalties so far in this game. Stewart steps up for Liverpool's 5th penalty. Come on, Jacola. Can he make a save? But he can't. Stewart puts it in, and that now puts all the pressure on our final. I believe Rodman is going to be our 5th penalty taker before we go into sudden death. As usual, the game drags this a little bit out as Rodman comes forward to take the penalty to keep us in this match and keep us in the tournament. Right, Rodman adjusts himself, comes forward, and he scores. That was very close there. That wasn't a very good penalty at all compared with some of the others. But Liverpool to take their 6th penalty. We're now into sudden death, and he slots it right into the corner. Cool as you like. And it is now back on us again with our 6th penalty. If it could not drag this out every single time we're going to have a sudden death penalty, that would be great. But Matthew steps up, the youngster, he was out for around 6 months at the start of the season. Came back in, has had an up and down, but I said pretty good second half of the season. Can he add to that? And he hits the post. What a disappointment! I mean, I feel really sorry for the guy. A youngster misses a penalty in a trophy final, even if it is the leasing.com trophy. But Liverpool under-23s win on penalties. I mean, we weren't expected to take the trophy home, but taking it that far and going that far in the penalty shootout, you'd like to think that we'd have gone all the way. I'd say they're unlucky. I am going to say, though, that I'm not happy with the finishing from the strikers, from Clark Harris today. It really and truly had a very poor game. And it shows, unfortunately, that when he's not firing, we do struggle. But back into the league for the next match. So now that is over and done with. Where are we going to come back for next? Right, so we are 6 points ahead of second place Doncaster. So what I'll do is I'll play this by ear. If it still says 6 points, we'll probably come back just for the last 2 games of the season, Lincoln and Gillingham in the league, to hopefully cement ourselves at the top of the table and win at least 1 piece of silverware this year, taking the League One title. If it looks like we're going to win it beforehand, I might come back for some earlier games. But if the scores stay as they are, if the points stay as they are, we'll come back for those last 2 games of the season. So if you enjoyed that, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more FM20 videos from me, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified of all future videos coming out every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And thank you very much for watching.